Let's talk about something that's happening to pretty much all of us, something that's going on right there in the palm of your hand. Today, we're going to break down how the apps on your phone are, well, quietly reshaping your mind. So let's just dive right in.
You know the feeling, right? It always starts so innocently. You've got a spare moment, maybe you're waiting for your coffee, or you just need a quick little brain break. So you grab your phone thinking, yeah, I'll just scroll for like 5 minutes. But then it happens. You kind of blink, and somehow that 5 minutes has morphed into 30. The entire world just faded away, and you've been completely sucked into that endless feed. It's a weird, unsettling experience we all seem to share. And what's the feeling you're left with when you finally look up from the screen? It's not like you feel refreshed or energized, right? More often than not, it's this strange cocktail of confusion and emptiness. You're just sitting there wondering, what did I even just do?
Okay, but here's the most important thing to get. That lost time, that drained feeling, that's not a personal failure. It's not you lacking willpower. This is the intended result. It's a system designed to do exactly that.
So let's pull back the curtain on the first part of this design, the fight for your attention. See, social media platforms, they aren't just competing for your time. No, they're competing for your focus, which, trust me, is way more valuable.
And the main weapon they use in this fight? It's a chemical that's already inside your own brain, dopamine. Every single time you see a like or a new comment or some surprising video pops up, your brain gets this tiny little hit of pleasure. It's a small reward, but it's powerful.
And this creates this incredibly powerful loop. You scroll, you get a little reward, your brain releases that dopamine, and that little hit makes you immediately crave another one. What makes it so addictive is that the rewards are totally unpredictable. It's literally like a slot machine. You never know if the next scroll is going to be the jackpot, so you just keep pulling the lever over and over and over. So what's the real cost of living inside this loop? Well, it's pretty significant. When your brain is constantly being trained to seek out these tiny, instant rewards, your ability to do the hard stuff, like deep, focused thinking, or just having the patience to finish a tough project, that ability, that mental muscle, it starts to get weaker. All right, so once these platforms have grabbed your attention, what's next? Well, that brings us to the second major problem, and this is where the psychological stuff gets really, really messy. It's the comparison trap.
Here's the fundamental flaw in the whole game. On social media, you're constantly swimming in the absolute best, most polished moments of other people's lives. It's their highlight reel. But you're comparing that edited perfection to the full, unedited, messy reality of your own life. The behind-the-scenes struggles, the self-doubt, all the hard work that nobody ever posts a picture of.
And this constant, totally unfair comparison, it has some pretty direct consequences. It becomes a breeding ground for self-doubt. It slowly chips away at your confidence, and it can leave you with this nagging, persistent feeling of unhappiness, like you're always, somehow, falling behind.
And all of this leads to a third, maybe even more subtle problem, what I'd call the price of numbness. This is what happens when your brain is so overstimulated that you kind of start to stop feeling things as deeply. Think about it. When you're hit with a fire hose of intense, bite-sized emotions online every day, your own real-world feelings start to feel, shallow. Joy is just a quick, fleeting thing. Sadness is something you can just scroll past. And maybe worst of all, you develop an intolerance for boredom, that quiet space that's actually essential for creativity and self-reflection.
Which leads me to this really important question. Think about it for a second. When was the last time you just sat in silence, without instinctively reaching for your phone? For so many of us, that silence, which used to feel peaceful, now actually feels uncomfortable, almost anxiety-inducing. And the reason is actually pretty simple. Your brain has become addicted to a constant stream of external noise. And in that world, your phone stops being just a device. It becomes a shield, a way to protect yourself from the discomfort of just being alone with your own thoughts. So after hearing all that, it's really easy to just throw your hands up and think, okay, that's it, I'm doomed. The only answer is to quit, delete all the apps, and just get rid of my phone. But is that really the right answer? Is it even realistic? No. Not at all. See, the problem isn't the technology itself. The problem is how we use it, unconsciously, on autopilot. So the answer isn't quitting. The answer is taking back control.
So how do we actually do that? Well, the good news is it doesn't require some massive life overhaul. It really just takes a few simple, really intentional shifts in our daily habits to start taking your mind back.
Here are 3 simple shifts you can start literally today. First, protect the first hour of your day. No social media. This lets your brain wake up on your terms, setting a proactive, focused tone for the day instead of a distracted, reactive one. Second, the next time you feel that itch of boredom, don't grab your phone. See it as a little challenge. Just take a few deep breaths and sit with the feeling. You're rebuilding your mind's muscle for stillness. And third, the second you feel that little pang of comparison, that my life isn't as good as theirs feeling, just close the app. Immediately. It's a simple, conscious act of mental self-defense.
You know, when it comes down to it, it's all about this one idea. These platforms can be an amazing tool for connection and learning and fun. The danger only comes when it stops being a tool that you use and it becomes a master that uses you.
The harm isn't in the app itself, it's in the mindless, automatic, unconscious scrolling. The second you bring just a little bit of awareness and intention to how you use it, you take all the power back. Consciousness is the antidote.